Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I'm back with my spoon, and based on the comments from last video, I think you guys actually like the spoon more than me. Anyway, it's been a big last few days in the League community, from female esports players getting harassed, to Riot Games hiring a new boss, to Dopa temporarily retiring. That's all in today's episode, let's jump in. The first story of today surrounds G2 jungler Karina, who plays for Hell, which is the women's team. After a win in a seemingly normal solo queue game, she received a friend request from the enemy jungler, Supreme Ego, who is a Rengar one-trick. She ignored the request because it probably wasn't anything pleasant, to then start receiving DMs on her Instagram. The Rengar player, who I'd like to highlight went 1-11 versus Karina's Belbeth, had this to say in her Instagram DMs. Can't beat me on Kane, so you opt for S plus Rengar counterpick with 4 winning lanes while all of them playing for you. Haha, wish I had your luck while my team has 2 autofills and 1 first timer. But yeah, don't accept my friend request. You were so ahead on levels and gold and you have the same damage as me. He then proceeded to try and call Karina, saying, "Yo, answer, to which she declined. He then sent her more random shit, trying to salvage his bruised ego before telling her that he manually report ticketed the entire lobby, saying this lobby has to be the most disgusting fixed lobby I've ever seen full of win trade, and it's so obvious too, besides their gameplay. 4 people were filled this game, and mid lane was also first timing new champs on my game. Please go through all 9 players' accounts and you can see for yourself that every player in this lobby was win trading. While this is bad enough in itself, it's not the first instance of this player, whose socials are not really that hard to find, harassing women because of the game. In another instance, Elves shares how the Rengar player DM'd her after playing with her boyfriend, who had been autofilled in one of his games. In her Twitter DMs, he said, "Tell your disgusting swamp creature boyfriend to not first time champs and off-roll in my games, okay, whore?" And boyfriend, cause he's probably paying you to have him in your bio. Rejects to society, both of you. I don't really have anything to say about this. It's just really insecure behavior, targeting people outside of the game, and extremely hypocritical of him ticketing people. This dude definitely deserves a permaban. Another user under all this said, "Bro ganked the Instagram. My guy should have been ganking his lanes." Anyway, I actually have to correct a mistake I made in a previous video. I said that these HD renders of League items belong to a TikToker, but a viewer of mine reached out and said they actually belong to a Douyin creator. When I checked the account, I was able to find a lot more and better quality ones, so the proper link to these will be in the description. Moving on, extremely talented Bloojae, one of the creators of the Spirit Blossom and Star Guardian Summoner's Rift map skins, has just released a fan-created Lux ASU. With amazing attention to detail, we can see in the background, the graphics, animations, and even the HUD icon are all updated. All of Bloojae's links will be in the description, and they even said between trying to update more Lux skins, because as we know there's a lot, they're in the process of creating a Zorn-themed Summoner's Rift map skin too. Just quickly, if you've ever learned anything or been entertained by my content, be sure to subscribe. It only takes a second and you can always change your mind later. For the main story of today, solo queue prodigy Dopa is set to commence his mandatory Korean military service tomorrow. From the community tab on his YouTube channel 5 hours ago, a Redditor translated, "I'll be enlisting as an active duty soldier on August 21st. I plan to live stream on Twitch when I go to the training center tomorrow. It's not a forever goodbye, but it seems like it'll be quite a long time before I see you again. As the day approaches, I've been thinking about how I happen to be naturally talented at LoL and have received an overwhelming amount of attention and love. I am truly grateful to everyone. See you later." Based on my research on this in the past, the mandatory service typically lasts around 18 to 21 months. We only just saw Ole return from his. I wish him the best of luck. Moving on, I'm sure everyone's seen the insane amount of flame Riot is copping at the moment over the gacha Jhin Skin costing 200 USD or whatever it is. So I wasn't really going to comment on it because there's already been so much made on the topic, but I couldn't help but include these 2 examples of just how poor the $200 rewards are. Firstly, we have the Jhin Chroma icon, which is just the old icon, but someone at Riot hit it with Hue Slider. And next, we have a comparison between a 290 RP Dark Cosmic Lysandra Chroma and the Jhin Erasure Chroma. You could literally almost buy 80 of the Lysandra Chroma for the same price as the Jhin Chroma, and it looks basically the same, if not better. Furthermore, despite the backlash, Riot has commented that they won't be changing it or changing how it is purchased. I'll link the blog post they made addressing the situation in the description. Moving on, League of Legends players are a special breed to say the least, specifically this bloke. Peaking at Master EU West but ending Diamond 1 in Split 1, player Giga Chod, of course a Cho'Gath one-trick, only builds blue items, only runs blue runes, and only uses blue summoner spells. Discovered by some roasted beef on Reddit, we can see this guy's match history is completely blue, other than the red defeats, of course. Not sure what's going on with this guy, other than the summoner spells. The builds and runes actually aren't the most int I've ever seen, and it's just a testament. If this guy can get to master tier, so can you. And lastly for today, Riot Games announced on the 18th of this month that Carlos Atunes, the head of esports in Brazil, will now lead the entire LoL ecosystem in Americas. With the explosive growth of CB LoL, which is probably not only culturally attributable but also strategic, Carlos will shoulder the North American LCS and Latin American League, or LLA, alongside leading CB LoL. Not sure if this is part of an overarching plan from Riot to begin merging all 3 leagues, but there will now be consistent growth and production strategies amongst the leagues, which the LCS is desperately in need of. Anyway, that's all the news for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you with more news later this week. Bye!